What's going on, guys? We are back in the house again. Today we're here to talk about Meagan Good, Devon Franklin, and Jonathan Majors. All right, particularly Meagan Good because this is the tale of two relationships. All right, so we'll get through all three of them. All right, just like that. That's right, guys. I'm just that goddamn good. All right. So if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like and share this video. Okay, guys. And we're gonna get to Meagan Good, and we're gonna look at her relationship with both of these guys from an astrological perspective. We're gonna look at all the planetary alignments that we can, to try to put two and two together, or three and three together, because it's all three of them. All right. But the reason we starting on her and Devon Franklin is because that's where it begins. So, and then it went on to Jonathan Majors. All right. Now, as you know, we did Jonathan Majors by himself when he got caught up in all that domestic violence shit and all that. So, and we saw how violent he was, and you know, we saw the videos and how angry he was. Hell, he ain't doing it right now, is he? It's a reason for that. We go get to that. All right. It's a reason he's not, doing all that shit to Meagan Good. All right. It's a reason for that. All right. So let's go ahead and get to it. So Meagan Good, we got her birth time, which is all good. She was born August 8th, 1981, 8:16 a.m. post daylight time in Panorama City, California. Can't even goddamn say it. All right, so here we go, guys. Let's look at the sun. It's 15 degrees of Leo. What we got by the sun right here? It's a Mercury, guys. 14 degrees of Leo. Now, Mercury's in its fall in Leo. We all know that, all right? Also, it's debilitated even more because it's combust. It's right by the sun. So, and it's debilitated even more, guys, because as you know, Mercury is accidentally in its detriment in the 12th house. So we know that because that's the house of Pisces. So Mercury's in its detriment in Pisces. So we know that. So it's debilitated like 3 times. All right. That's crazy, isn't it? So we know her thinking is a little bit off. All right. Now she doesn't show that because, of course, the 12th house is hidden, right? So that means her thinking and how she behaves is going to be a little unclear. Okay. You're not going to be able to see that. All right. You're not going to be able to see her thinking being debilitated like that, or her behaving in a very unthoughtful way, unless you're what? Behind the scenes with her, in a personal relationship with her. That's the only way you're gonna see that, because it's hidden. It's in the 12th house. All right. So just keep that in mind. All right. So let's look at our Mars right here. It's at 14 degrees of Cancer. Mars is in its fall in Cancer. All right. The reason I'm pointing all this stuff out is because this contributes to the relationships that she have. All right. And she's going to have in the future. All right. And it affects how she behaves in a relationship. That's why we're kind of going through her natal chart just a little bit. All right. So now we've seen celebrities with this particular planetary setup. Well, Mars in Cancer, Mars in its fall in Cancer. We know it doesn't do good in Cancer because it's highly emotionally charged and active. All right, very violent. Venus, look at her Venus. It's right here. Guys, keep watching this cursor too, because I'm actually circling stuff so you can follow along. Venus is right here. It's 18 degrees of Virgo. Venus is in its fall in Virgo, guys, and we know that. We know that it's very difficult for people with this particular planetary setup to date, because when Venus is in its fall like that, they look for their mate to be perfect. All right. We know that. Now, look at the moon. Moon is at 24 degrees of Scorpio. The moon is in its fall in Scorpio. We know that. We know it's very vindictive in this particular sign, don't we? All right. So she got like 4 planets in this fall. See that? Just right off the bat. But let's look at her planetary alignment relationship wise. All right. Let's take a look at that. Look at her Venus. We see it's in full opposition. All right. It's not a complete opposition, but it's an opposition of her 7th house cusp. It's a separating aspect, but it still holds weight, guys. All right. Now, The seventh house deals with marriages and one-on-one relationships. So we see she opposes that in a way, doesn't she? All right. Due to the fact it's in Virgo, that man got to be goddamn perfect, guys, for her to, you know, and Devon Franklin, he was, in her eyes, in a way, he was perfect. All right. Although they had not a lot of chemistry, but he was perfect in a way. And we're gonna check that out. We're gonna see that. All right. And the reason he was kind of perfect in a way, because, you know, just spiritually, all right. Look at her Chiron up in the ninth house. That deals with spirituality. We know that's a trine with Venus. So that's really good. So she's going to be probably looking for a mate that's kind of spiritually inclined, and he was. All right. So that was kind of good. All right. Now, Neptune, right down here in the fourth house. It's at 22 degrees of Sag. It's retrograde. Now, we know Neptune is a higher octave of Venus, right? It's actually squaring Venus. All right. So we got that going on. So now her Juno, look at Juno right here. That deals with relationships. We're looking at relationship stuff, guys. Juno's at 28 degrees of Libra. Indecisiveness when it comes to relationships. Also, it's creating a Cedric quadrate to the seventh house cusp. That's an action-oriented square, guys. So that's not even good when dealing with relationships. Just off the rip, guys, if a person is not designed for a marriage or relationship, well, for a marriage specifically, let's just say that. If they're not particularly designed for a marriage, kind of like this one, and a lot of others we're going to get to as well, although they can get into them, they will not last. And you're going to see that. All right. A lot of people can get into marriages, but they won't last because of their personal planetary alignments. Okay. So just keep that in mind. And she has a very detrimental planetary alignment when it comes to relationships. So any marriage she gets in is not going to last because of these personal planetary alignments when it comes to marriage. All right. Now, relationships, yeah, they're going to last for some time and then they may fizzle out. She will have to learn different lessons to keep it going. Okay. Lessons with her anger, lessons in, seeing that other person is perfect, and things like that. Also, just kind of being indecisive in the relationship, just different lessons that she got to learn, not being so vindictive when it comes to speaking to them. All right. So, just kind of getting on with her, and it's so much to unfold in her chart too. So, but she can act though. She can act her ass off. And guys, what you will notice, people with these debilitated Mercuries, they can remember their lines when it comes to acting and stuff. So that's good. But she has the ability to make a lot of money. She got Jupiter. Look at Jupiter in the second house right there. That creates a nice little trine with the 10th house. I mean, look at that. The 10th house is Mercury ruled. It's in Gemini, so she speaks really well in front of people, in front of the crowd. Just beautiful right there. So that's real nice. I mean, she got really a grand trine going on with Jupiter and the South Node and the South Node, and then the vertex is in the 5th house. That rules entertainment. So she's going to make a lot of money in the entertainment business, right? Along with the 10th house cusp. That's real nice. So she can make a lot of money in entertainment and speaking engagements, whatever she want to do. She can pull up a podcast right now and speak. I mean, it's real nice. So she has that ability. As far as relationships, is it easy for her to, be in one and maintain one? Yes, it's very easy for her to get in a relationship. That's good. Like I said, she got her Venus is trying to Chiron. That's really good. Her Venus is also trying in the 5th house. Of course, that deals with romance. These are all, that's it's basically a aspect that is, ongoing in her chart. So that's really good. So that's on with her. We're gonna get to Devon Franklin real quick, guys. All right, because it's all three of them. There's so much to unfold, and don't want this video to be too long. All right. Devon Franklin was born on April 13th, 1978, Oakland, California. We know he's an Aries. His sun is at 23 degrees of Aries. Now, his Mercury, it's in Aries. It's retrograde, guys. All right. So, retrograde Mercury's, look, guys, I mean, it's not a bad, it's a bad thing in some cases, but when you're an actor, that's really good because you can remember your lines and all that stuff. All that stuff. Excuse me. Gotta get some water, man. God damn, there's so much to unfold. So Mercury retrograde deals with redoing, rethinking, restating. So this Mercury retrograde, it's not always bad, especially in acting. Mercury's good when it comes to acting. So that's really good. He has a really good entertainment stuff too. You got Neptune down here, although it's retrograde. It's creating a nice little trine with Mercury. So that's good for him acting wise. There's Vesta, all good. So also with Saturn, I mean, he's able to focus, right? Now, relationships. His Venus is in Taurus. All right, so you guys, Venus in Taurus, that's really good, guys, because Venus is ruled by Libra and Taurus. So that's really good. So his Venus is actually in his rulership. That's real nice. All right. Also, it creates a nice little trine with Ceres right here. Now, look, guys, we're gonna see repeat patterns of this. All right. And that means he's able to, he wants to really take care of, his woman. All right. He wants to take care of whoever he's with. So that's a good thing. All right. In his chart. Now, his Venus is in opposition of Uranus right here, 15 degrees of Scorpio. It's retrograde. Now with that, guys, that means he may not be as spontaneous in the relationship as he should be. That might be something he need to work on when it comes to love affairs. All right. Now, look at his Juno. It's in Aquarius. Now, look, when Juno's in Aquarius, guys, this is kind of like unconventional relationships. All right. So, that I'm gonna leave it at that. All right, when it comes to him. So, that doesn't reflect traditional relationships, so to speak. And it's really in his fall because it's group oriented. It doesn't really focus on duality. It focuses on the group, and it also focuses on unconventional things. All right, so just keep that in mind, guys. But as far as him getting in relationships, yes, it's very easy for him to do that. Juno is trying in the North Node. It's in Libra. That's real nice. So that's pretty cool. All right. Whether he can maintain one or not, that may be a little difficult for him with Chiron squaring his Juno like that. All right. And also, we got Saturn right here. It's making an inconjunct to Pluto. So, it's easy for him to get in one, but maintaining it might be a little difficult. We don't have his birth time, so we can't see the house cusp. So, but his planetary alignments are okay, in a way. But as you can see, his Mercury is debilitated as hers. So you got two people that's mentally off-centered, all right? And like we learned with J-Lo and Ben Affleck, that's not a good thing, is it? We got two people that's mentally off-centered, very delusional, so it's just not going to work, right? And we'll see as we keep going, all right? Now, we all saw Jonathan Major's chart, so we're not going to get straight to it like that. We're really focusing in on Devon Franklin and Meagan Good right now at this particular moment, because we're going to take a look at why the hell their marriage just completely, fell apart. All right. So just check this out, guys. Just look at the wedding day. All right. Now they got married June 16th, 2012. They was together 9 years. They got married in Malibu, California. All right, so guys, like I've been telling you guys, you have to get married on the right day, the right year, in the right year, in the right month, on the right day. All right, so I mean, this was a very detrimental day to get married on. I mean, this was not a good day. All right, timing is everything when it comes to wedding dates. All right, this wedding day was horrific. All right, it was terrible. All right, I can tell you that right now. All right, so we got the sun. It was at 26 degrees of Gemini. All right, look at Venus. Now, Venus is in Gemini and is retrograde. Guys, don't ever get married when Venus is retrograde. All right, Venus rules love, right? Now, it's in a sign of Gemini. That's multiple lovers. All right, that rules two. All right, I know you guys are thinking, well, maybe the two can be them. No, no, not so much, guys. All right, normally when you see that, that's multiple lovers. All right, that means, you know what, one of those two, they're gonna have another lover somewhere along the line. All right, and it's also retrograde. That means the love is going backwards. So that's even more debilitating, right? Because it's retrograde. Now, Juno is retrograde. It's in Scorpio. So you got these two, you know, one being an asteroid and one being a planet, relationship alignments, which are retrograde, just right off the bat. So we know this is not going to work. We know this marriage is going to end. We already know that because you cannot have Venus retrograde in Gemini and also Juno retrograde for a marriage, guys, not for a wedding day. All right, it's not going to work. The marriage was done from the beginning. And look, guys, in this kind of particular right here, look at this. Venus is at 9 degrees of Gemini, right? They was only married 9 years. Isn't that something? Isn't that ironic? Look at Chiron. Venus is absolute. It's a complete square with Chiron and Neptune, which are both retrograde. So you got 3 retrograde planets squaring each other. All right. And it's so ironic, and it's a damn look at this. This is crazy, right? This is ironic that they was only married 9 years. This is kind of crazy because we just saw a celebrity couple that was married for 4, and we saw Venus at 4. We saw another planet at 4 years, at 4 too, and they was only married 4 years. So it's so ironic that the Venus squaring Chiron, both at 9 degrees, all right? And they was only married 9 years, guys. Damn. Isn't that some shit? So, but anyway, just right off the bat, this was a bad day to get married. All right. I always tell you guys, you have to get married on the right day. The only thing that kept them together for those 9 years, I mean, was the Saturn and Sun trine. Saturn rules time, guys, as we've been noting throughout the videos. And it's in Libra, which was kind of good because it's Venus ruled. All right. But they was able to hold on for 9 years with that particular trine. But all in all, they had too many squares, guys. It was too many squares. They had this nice little trine, you know, with Mercury and Juno. But other than that, it's a bunch of goddamn squares. It's terrible. It's a terrible day to get married on. I don't know if Justin Bieber's wedding day was worse than this, but this is kind of, I don't know. This may be equal to Justin Bieber's wedding day because this was terrible too. This is the disaster as well. This is a shit show too. I mean, it ended, as you can see, guys. It went down the drain, didn't it? You goddamn right it did. I mean, look at this. It's no way a marriage is going to last with this planetary alignment on this wedding day. You guys know that already. All right. But that trine, that sun trine Saturn, that's the only reason it lasted 9 years. That's the only reason. And look at it. Look at Saturn. It's retrograde. So it's moving away. Well, it's already moving away from the sun. All right. But it's moving farther away from the damn sun. So just think about that. It's already moving farther away from the sun. So this wasn't, it wasn't going to last anyway. And also, they wasn't compatible at all, guys. I mean, god damn, they weren't compatible. Let me just pull this up. You know what? No, I'm not even gonna pull his shit up. Not on the wedding day. Let's go back to Devon Franklin's chart, because they, you know what, they was not compatible. They weren't compatible at all. Look at this. Boy, this is some crazy ass shit. I don't know why they got married. I mean, I know why. It had a lot to do with, spirituality and their careers and stuff like that, guys. But I mean, she was not really connected to him at all. I'm being quite honest with you. She was connected to him a little bit, but that's it. Her north node, her south node right here made a conjunction to Juno. And that's good. Oh man, I tell you, not a lot going on with them. Not a lot going on at all. Not a lot going on at all, guys. Oh yeah. Here we go again, guys. His series, Trine and Venus. Okay. Again, we're gonna see that constantly, wanting to take care of her and all that stuff. So they had that going on, which is really good. He wanted kids too, but we're not gonna get on that with her. But pretty much, guys, I mean that's it pretty much. And also Saturn, again, Saturn connecting to Juno, which is really good. That was a trine. But the rest of these guys, it ain't nothing but damn squares. And like I said, guys, you can't have a lot of squares when it comes to marriages and stuff. Look at Meagan's good sun. It's at 15 degrees of Leo. It's absolute with his Uranus. It's making a complete square. So she was bored. I mean, he wasn't spontaneous. Again, that's what I'm saying about this chemistry. They didn't have a lot of chemistry, guys. They didn't have a lot of chemistry at all. So that kind of really did it for him. Also, you can't have this. Her sun is squaring his Venus. I mean, come on, guys. You can't have that. If someone's sun is squaring their Venus or something like that, it's not gonna work. So these two shouldn't have got married at all. They did. You see where it went. All right. Down the damn drain, didn't it? All right. So now let's take a look at Meagan Good again. Now, guys, Jonathan Majors. You know what? Let's get to his chart. We're gonna look at his chart again. We go backtrack and look at his chart. All right. All right. Now, guys, we see Jonathan Majors right here, right? Now, can he be in a relationship? We go over this again because we went over it before. But let's just do it again for old time's sakes. All right. All right. Look at this Juno, guys. We see it squaring what? Neptune, Saturn, Vesta, and Uranus. So we know that marriage for him is not good, is it? It's not good, guys. Now, yes, relationships, he loved getting in relationships. Look at his Venus. 24 degrees of Libra, making a nice trine to the North Node, 25 degrees of Aquarius. That's real good. All right. So, and again, look at this, guys. Here's another guy that Meagan Good picked with that Venus in Ceres trine. Isn't that something? Isn't that something, guys? I mean, that's a nice trine, right? But she got a guy, another guy that's willing to take care of her, which that shit ain't happening right now, which is a goddamn shame. And when we go get to him, we go get to why this is about to just go up in flames. All right. And I'm telling you right now, guys, it's about to go up in flames. Well, not immediately. All right. So I want you guys to keep a watch of this. I want you guys to keep a watch of Meagan Good and Jonathan Majors, because it is going to go up in flames and this guy's going to be so hurt. But good news, guys. These two people are compatible as a hell. They're real compatible. And let me show you guys why. All right. They're very compatible. I love to see this. All right. Now, these two individuals should just stay girlfriend and boyfriend. That's it. Or I tell you what, guys, if y'all want to take it a little further, yeah, just let them be engaged. All right. But that's it. They don't need to go any further than engagement. All right. They need to be engaged for life. That's it. All right. They don't need to get married. I would say all that shit down to a girlfriend and boyfriend thing. All right. So look, okay. He's on the inside, guys. He's on the inside wheel. She's on the inside. He's on the outside wheel. She's on the inside wheel. All right. Now, let's take it from the top. Man, they compatible. I love them. I mean, I like them together. They real good together. Hope they stay together, but you're gonna be shit out of luck, unfortunately. All right, so look at this, guys. Look at the Sun and Venus. All right. Now, of course, Jonathan Majors, he got these anger problems with his, Mars being by his sun and all that shit, right? But the reason he's not trying that shit with her is because his Sun and Venus conjunction, guys. Now, when you got a Sun and Venus conjunction like this, now, due to the fact that the Sun is coming up and applying to her Venus, all right? Really, he's applying to her again, all right? Because he's younger than her, all right? So just keep that in mind, guys. I know we had this debate before, but he's applying to her. So just keep that in mind. It goes by age, guys, all right? So look at the Sun. It's right here, making a conjunction to her Venus. That's good. So normally the Sun burns it out. Just because somebody's Sun is not farther away from another planet in another person's chart, it can burn it out too. That combust Sun that combust planet can get burned out. All right. And Venus is combust, okay? It's being combusted by his Sun, which means he can burn her love for him out. I know you guys don't believe that, but that's how I go, guys. Trust me. Ask me how I know. By clients, personal life, trust me. It can burn it out. So he can burn that love out. All right. Because that's him. All right. That's him. That's him. 15 degrees of Virgo. All right. He looks at her as perfect. You see that? You see how that go? Because that Virgo sees things perfect, right? Now, her Venus is in Virgo, again, at 18 degrees. She's seeing the same thing. So they kind of reflecting. But he's just seeing too much of that in her. All right. It's like she's enough, and it shouldn't be like that, right? All right. So, but that's a good conjunction. That says, oh man, I love you. That's why he was on stage all crying and shit. Talking about I love you and all that shit. All right. Because he got that Sun Venus conjunction with her. All right. So that's right there. Now, what really stands out though is his Venus, this Venus conjunction with her Juno. As I told you guys before, man, this conjunction right here, guys, this shit here feels magical. I mean, it feels like a dream to him and a fairy tale to her. All right, that's what it is. All right, but again, he likes her more than she likes him. Okay, just keep that in mind. Again, he's younger than her. All right, and you can tell by the way he behaves. He likes her more than she likes him. All right, it is because of this Venus and Juno conjunction. I mean, this is the best conjunction you can have in a relationship, guys. So this is the reason he done forgot all about that woman he was with, who he caught that case with. He done forgot about her. I mean, unless someone brings it up. But Meagan Good, I mean, in his eyes, it's like, damn, she the one. All right. Even she said he was the one. All right. And that's because this conjunction right there, it makes a person appear that they are the one. It makes them feel like they're the one as well. I mean, it's a really, really damn good conjunction, planetary conjunction. Okay. And a conjunction is when two planets are together and they're in close proximity by degree. All right. We got his Venus at 24 degrees of Libra, and we got her Juno at 28 degrees of Libra. I mean, that's nice. That's nice, guys. All right. Now, so that's a really good conjunction. So they're really compatible. I will say that. They're really compatible. He doesn't get upset at her because he lets her do what the hell she wants to do. I mean, yeah. I mean, simp to the third degree, I suppose. But that's the deal with them two. All right. Now, the issue is, let's just go back to her natal chart. That's just someone pointing out, guys. I don't want this video to be too long. But the reason it's really not going to work is because, right now she has Saturn. It is trining in her seventh house, okay? And when Saturn goes to your seventh house, what you're doing then is you're restructuring how you view relationships, all right? So Saturn's retrograde right now. It's in her seventh house, so she's going through a Saturn cycle in her seventh house. So she's restructuring how she views relationships, all right? Now, unfortunately, next year, around February 1st through the 14th, Saturn's going to be in complete opposition of her natal Venus. All right. So we're going to see how this goes, guys. Okay. We're going to see how she's going to restructure the relationship. All right. But I guarantee you this. During that time, she's going to get tired of taking care of him. All right. And we all know what happens when a woman is taking care of a guy like this. Okay. The respect is lost. It's just a lot. All right. So this is not going to last long, guys. And also in Jonathan Major's chart, during that particular time, he's going to have Saturn in opposition of his sun. All right. So he's going to be kind of a little bit in the depression because his work, trying to get work and all that. Also, she's paying all the bills, paying his bills and all that. He's going to appear bored to her, okay? Saturn rules boredom as well as depression, all right? So to her, he's going to look boring to her, all right? And guys, again, when you got Pisces on the seventh house cuts like that, like the way she does, she likes to fix the guy in the relationship, all right? All the time. They like to fix people, all right? So she saw that he was a bad guy. Oh yeah, let me fix him up. But now that he's a good guy, guess what? He's boring. All right. So she's gonna be changing her mind about him around February. All right. Well, hopefully she won't. Okay. But guys, we're gonna see what happens at the end of February. All right. So just keep that in mind, guys. Also, see if I'm missing anything here because I don't want to. Oh yeah, that's another thing. During that whole particular time, guys, and from February to the end of to the 14th, Neptune, transiting Neptune is also in her seventh house. That's going to be in conjunct her natal Juno. All right. So Juno rules relationships and marriages. So she's going to have to adjust to whatever he does. And I think he's gonna do something real corny to where she's gonna be like, "Oh shit, I can't do this," you know. And when that Saturn gets in opposition of that Venus, he's gonna look imperfect to her. Okay, he's gonna look imperfect to her, and that's gonna do it, guys. All right, so we got that going on. All right, so but that's the deal with that's the tale of two relationships with Meagan Good, guys. Of course, she got married on the wrong day, and then she hooked up with Jonathan Majors, which is the comeback kid for you know, you know how that go. When you get out of a relationship and then you get with somebody else real quick. We gonna see how this go, guys. So let's just keep this in mind. Let's keep a watch of this relationship and see where it goes. But we all know where it's going, guys, with Meagan Good and Jonathan Majors, right? So, and hey, it is what it is. We gonna see how this go. And again, like I always said, guys, if you're not really built for relationships, it's gonna show. It's gonna show, guys. And she's not built to be in a marriage. All right, so she's kind of built to be in a long-term relationship, just a friends with benefits, or maybe she can just, stay being a girlfriend to him. All right, and I'll get back with you guys on the next one.